Live from Studio 7E in Rockefeller Center, this is Weekend Today in New York.
So do ghosts or spirits really exist? And if so, do they come back to haunt us?
Well, joining us now, Dr. Carmen Harra. She's an intuitive counselor, psychologist, renowned author of several books. One called The 11 Eternal Principles, Accessing the Divine Within. Welcome, Carmen. Always such a pleasure to have you here. Always such a pleasure. You were talking a little bit about, in a break, about the difference between a ghost and a spirit. A spirit has had a peaceful passing, you believe.
A spirit is the energy of the soul who passed and carries the characteristics of the person while the person was alive. Usually the passing is a transition, like everything in life is a process. So if you're not prepared, and let's say the passing is through being killed or through suicide, so then that particular energy cannot reach the next dimension, the next level, because everything is energy, and energy does. So we don't die. Energy never dies, like Einstein used to say. We survive the physical death. So there's a difference between a ghost, a poltergeist, and a spirit. So the spirit has an easy passing. In other words, the spirit reached the destination to God, while a ghost is a spirit who's trapped between the physical, the cognitive level, and the dimension of the divine. So they try to find a way into their dimension, and they feel so lost. The connotation between a ghost and the spirit is very different. We usually associate the idea of a ghost to something negative, but it's not. It might be a soul who's just desperate for help, to see the guidance, to see the light, and they want to communicate, and the communication sometimes is extraordinary. I had my mother telling me on September 11, go home at 8 a.m. because today something is going to happen in the city. At 9 a.m. I was back on the couch in my house, and my husband said, why are you home? I said, my mother told me go home because this is not the day to be in the city. And 10 minutes later, September 11 happened on, you know, so I kind of knew, thanks to this protection, the communication we have. Your mother tells you she loves you. You're going to be okay. There's no reason to be worried. So we always have this kind of a connection and protection coming from that. There are poltergeists, for instance, because people don't understand. Is that kind of a spirit that was probably killed and goes with anger and negativity. And they try to make a noise, because the etymology of the word poltergeist comes from a German word meaning a ghost who makes a noise. Usually the noise done in the energy form is in the wood. The wood is the only substance that carries the human vibration. Did you know that? That's why we have a bed made of wood. The cross was made of wood. And usually when a spirit taps, knocks on the door, or makes a noise on the bed or somewhere, this is the way the spirit wants to be acknowledged. And they operate in the level of the frequency. They will probably switch the channel or do something like that to be acknowledged that they actually exist. So I had a communication with Nicole Smith that was fascinating. I have a home in Florida, in Hollywood, just near the place where she actually died. And I knew everything that happened to her, and that will happen to her 3 years later. So I went on my own radio show and I talk about, listen, there will be an indictment on the attorney the same day she died, and 3 years later, look, it's happening.
Well, Carmen, thank you so much for coming on. Of course, there are always people who are skeptical, but there are a lot of believers as well, and the key is to not be afraid, right?
And the better it is for your soul to heal and establish a communication. I love you guys.
Love you too. Thank you again for visiting us on the show. Great to see you. When we come back, news, weather, everything in between.